welcome back. I have another book for you. Today we are going to read After the Fall by Dan Santat. This book is a reminder that life begins when you get back up. Sometimes we have falls, we have things that happen to us unexpectedly, kind of like what's happening right now. And what's important is how we recover from it, not necessarily what's happening. So we want to see what happens with this book because it's about Humpty Dumpty and how he got back up again. So this is called After the Fall by Dan Santat. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. My plane was perfect. It flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. Uh-oh, what happened? They always do. Look at the bird. It's headed up to the top of that wall that he's afraid to climb, right? I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time that I'd spent working on my plane and all of the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. What's going on here? Shell is cracking. And learned how to fly. What happened to this egg? He was a bird all along. That's probably why he liked being up there with the birds. As he decided to get back up, he climbed that wall again, his shell cracked, and he became a bird, and he was able to fly. So this is just a reminder on getting back up after things happen that bother us, that annoy us, that upset us, that scare us. This is a reminder that there's always a reason to get back up. And when you decide to keep trying, that's where you find your success. So never give up on yourself. And this is our reminder. So thank you, Dan Santat. Thank you. Bye.